any questions and if any players come in. The most disappointing part of everything is how much fun it was to be around this group. I wanted at least 2 more days, and then after that, 2 more days after that. I mean, that locker room was like a NCAA tournament loss. Those guys were really, devastated. They were just, they were such a great team. They're great players, but they were such a great team. And it was just, I've had so much fun this week. And seriously, for the city of Louisville, from all the texts and people calling me and leaving me messages, and to see this, and you felt it was palpable around town, to bring excitement. And I didn't know how this TBT was going to turn out. We certainly didn't know it was going to be like this, beyond expectations for what the product was in the games. I mean, that was ridiculous how intense that game was against a really, really good team. So for me, that's just, I'm just so impressed by every component. Our team, the staff, the city, the fans. I mean, there was a post-game show the other night by Ethan Moore for an hour for a TBT game. This was like an NCAA tournament game to our players, to the fans, to the city. To bring it in the summer, that's incredible.
Coach, the investment from the fans throughout this tournament, just to see the reaction from the highs and lows, what does that mean to you and your team?
Again, when we started this, we just we didn't know what to expect. And this place was like Freedom Hall, mid 2000s, early 2000s, before the Yum Center opened, right? I mean, you guys saw it. It was incredible. It was amazing. I came to 2 Louisville games while I was still coaching at Monsignor Pace. Came up here for 2 games. And to me, it was similar as far as the electricity, the fans, the excitement, unmatched. What a great city to play basketball in.
You guys got ahead 62-56 and then multiple chances to end it.
Yeah.
Does the pressure build, as you just have to get that one basket?
Yeah, you're kind of, we had some good looks. I mean, there was about 3 or 4 times Nanu or Shane could have just tipped the ball in. It just came in and out. A shot came in and out. We had one timeout, which is what we called, to get on the Waku on the back screen, and he was open, and it was on the left side, but he just missed it. And again, the ball slipped out of our hands a couple of times. We got some really good stops. Our team was not offensive sensitive. Even though we weren't scoring, we were still guarding really hard. We had a bad reach in by Shane just being aggressive, and then you lose on a bank 3. What are you going to do? That's the basketball gods. That's just the way the game goes. I've been part of both sides of it. So hats off to the Gutter Cats. Our team played amazing.
Mark, when you look at just this group and everything that happened this year, I mean, you guys, I know it's early, but you seem trying to stay together and try to keep going at this too?
Yeah, I mean, guys in the locker room are like, wait till next year, we'll get this going. I mean, yeah. And, we wish them all well in professional careers coming up. But every single one of them, to a man, came up to me and were just like, that was so much fun, thank you. And yeah, I'd love to have them all back. It was amazing.
You mentioned what it meant to the fans to be able to see these guys back out on the floor. What did it mean to the players to be able to see that these guys in the crowd still know and love them as much as they do?
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak for them, but you can see it, like in the introductions, and then the scoreboard, and then cheering for those guys. Even Luke last night when he went in for a minute or 2 nights ago, and you heard Luke. I mean, that's just amazing. And rooting for these guys and how they guarded. I mean, that's an example for everybody, for anybody that plays basketball, for little kids who came to this game, to middle schoolers, to high schoolers, to college players who were at this game. The intensity, the effort by our guys was amazing, and they felt that. And to play in front of their own fans, can't beat that.
I think Peyton said earlier last week that he's talked with some of the newer guys in Louisville saying that, 10 years later, people still come up and remember him and want to see him play like that. Do you think that, obviously, like, with this week, that kind of exemplified that feeling?
Oh, I mean, there wasn't. I mean, he never took a play off. I don't see any times. We might have had some miscommunications. We might have had some coverage where we were compromised defensively. But from an effort standpoint, from being locked in to talking, I mean, it was a clinic. So for people to watch that, someone told me that, and I might be mistaken, that Coach Payne was clipping some of the stuff from the TBT game. Is that? I mean, so you want to take some stuff. There's a lot of stuff I'll take from this game for whatever team I coach in the future. I'll use a lot of stuff from this because these guys bought into it and were just unbelievable defensively.
Coach, as far as as far as remembering this game, next year looking towards coaching this again, will you use a game like this as motivation, or is it one that you kind of push to the back and start over fresh next week?
Yeah, it's a while to think about that bank shot three, which I'll just say this, I don't know about next year, but that will be haunting my dreams for the next 2 or 3 nights. Thankfully, Emery and I are going to go see the movie Barbie today, so I'll feel it right. We're going to the movies. Get a slushie, maybe some popcorn for sure, right? Okay, so, this thing's, I've been doing this, and I've all, there's winning and then there's misery as far as coaching it goes. So, but I've got this little thing right here, and it just, so yeah, next year we might use it as a tool, and with every team I coach, I'll talk about those type of situations as well.
You talked about just the guys being able to keep up on defense when the shots weren't falling, and then I even saw you late in the game. You were out in the court and you were in a stance just trying to get them all, got locked in. Were they, did it take much from you to just to keep them focused on the defensive side, or was that something that they just all pitched in together and they just had that same focus throughout?
Well, that's something we've done all week, and a lot of these guys coming in had defensive DNA. Just it's in their blood. These guys know how to guard. They've been taught the right way. They guard hard consistently, and then we just amped it up all week. And then they had pride. Every one of them has personal pride. You saw them. Everything was contested. Every shot was contested. Every cut was contested. Every pass was contested, and that was consistent throughout the game for us. So yeah, I mean, I didn't really need to. That's just me getting so excited, and that's my coaching style. I've always been intense when I coach. But these guys battled, and at the end, we had some high ball screens for us, and then we had some post touches that just the ball didn't drop.
Shane wanted to use this to possibly reignite his career again. Do you think he did that?
I would think so, right? I mean, he didn't get a chance to get a lot of perimeter opportunities, but you watch him, even at the end of the game, he was guarding a wing, and he was doing a tremendous job staying with them, switching on any of the actions they had, cross screens. He can do a lot of things. He can play around the basket. He can play from the perimeter. He can shoot it, and he can guard multiple positions. So yeah, I'm hoping this transfers over to where he can make some money playing the game again, for sure.
Mark, you've been in basketball a long time. What lesson do you take from an experience like this for yourself or to others that you can come together for a week, have this much fun, and have this kind of experience?
Yeah, I mean, it was just I don't know if it's a lesson. I just think it was just an amazing week, and it's unfortunate, for me. You just want to keep it going. It was just for this week and a half, because we had our guys on last Tuesday. Incredible. It was just a tremendous experience. And I've coached a lot of teams. I've coached a lot of places. Again, you take something from everything. There's something. Right now it's hard to look back on, but in the next few days, when it really, you start watching the film, which that will take a few days as well. Yeah, you take it and you learn something from all of that, for sure.
Do you think Russ at times was possibly trying to do too much?
Yeah, but that's and I don't know if I would say try and do too much, because I would say Coach Patino at least 2,104 times said, no, 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 great job, Russ. And probably this week I said 72 times, no, 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 great job, Russ. It is what it is. If that ball falls, they were collapsing on him. He made some good plays. Was he trying to do it too much? Yes. Was it out of selfishness? No. It was trying to help the team. And again, defensively, he was just a menace. So when I see guys defend that well, I don't really have a big problem sometimes when they're attacking and trying to maybe force some of the action.
Last couple questions. Next question.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
We're more excited for Barbie.
Emery.